Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is also brought to you by Power Pole Shallow Water Anchor, by Sunline Premium Fishing Line, and by Hobie Kayaks. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors. Well, we spent the last few days on Alabama's Lake Guntersville with some of the country's top bass pros and our friends from Garmin, learning all about Garmin's SideVU and DownView imaging technology. Now, let's turn it over to Wade Middleton and get a hands-on look at how this technology really works.
SideVU sonar capabilities are so important for a fisherman because you can see things off to your left and to your right that you only dreamed about what was there. You could be idling along going into a pocket, for instance, and there could be several laydowns there. It could be somebody's brush pile. There could be an old chair that got blown over there in a storm, and seeing those things allows you to know where to pinpoint accurately cast your bait at so that you can probably catch more fish, because everybody knows that fish relate to structure, and if you can see that structure to your left and to your right and underneath you, you're going to have an advantage.
When you're out there in these summertime tournaments and you're looking for those drops and high spots and humps and little sweet spots on it, that's what makes the difference between catching, you know, a limit of 15 pounds and catching a limit of 25 pounds, is the sweet spots out there on those little places. And this just helps you find them twice as fast.
Those are actually the shadows there of the posts for all these docks that you're looking at right here. You can see the exact detail on our side view here of every post that's on that dock. Now the dock's above the water, so we can't see it, but what we have been able to do is shoot underneath there and see everything with our Garmin side view. I mean, you can see where every post is underneath each one of these docks. You can see the shadows that are going back underneath them. Now, this potentially could even be a fish that's sitting off to the side of it right there, because it's up a little bit off the bottom. So, you know, it just shows you when you start looking at the power of simple when it comes to the Garmin side view, this is it to define. As we were coming out of the cove, we could actually see every boat dock that was there, all the little cuts that they made into the bank to build their docks, and now we're actually seeing the post as we idle by.
Finding those little subtleties, whether it's a little brush pile or a little tiny drop or a rock, you know, having side view, that's how you find that stuff, and Garmin's is the best by far.
It saves you the time of pulling out there and fishing. You know, now I don't have to pull over a spot and fish it. You know, I can drive by on my side view and I can see that spot from 200 feet away. I don't have to drive over the top of them fish, and I can actually see a fish there. If there's a school of fish there, I see them on my electronics. So it enables me to cover more water quicker.
Pretty cool to sit here and look at your side image, and you can actually see it shoot back up underneath each one of these slips as we're going by. So, you know, this is bulkhead, and then it goes up inside those slips and different things, and you could literally, look at that right there. How cool is that? You know, bulkhead underneath the slip as you're going by. And if you're in deeper water, it would be really neat. We're only in 4 foot of water right here. If you're in deeper water, you'd probably be able to see, you know, things like brush piles, other things that people have sunk back up under there to really know where you need to be flipping that jig or casting up to try to catch one. But that is a great example of how side imaging really works to go down the bulkhead, shoot up in those gaps and see what's underneath there. Look at that, you can see the walkway right here, somebody's walkway in between where they've got 2 slips. What definition. You know, you can tell there's nothing under there. You can see where they've kind of made theirs out by itself. Let's do this. I'm gonna go strictly to the side view. Now we'll really be able to get a look at what we're looking at here as we go by all these boat slips. You know, this is just a canal that somebody has, you know, come in and built a housing subdivision in, and you can see underneath all the bulkhead, you can see the detail of the bends as we're going along. This is a nice straight one. The cut goes in, comes out. That's a little piece of where a jet ski was sitting. Now we've got a little indentation, and as you go through here, you're literally scanning up underneath into everybody's docks as you go here. Now, if we were in a little bit deeper creek, we're only in 4 foot of water here, what you'd be looking at right now is you could look underneath. That's a walkway right there. You could look underneath these docks and even see brush piles, see the fish sitting up under there, but that's probably only a foot deep as you get all the way up in there. But you can literally see the definition as we're going around it. Now we got an area that's undeveloped right here where there wasn't a boat slip at all. That's all grass. Looks like maybe a root of a tree, a little bitty dock somebody's built to stand on. On the other side of us, as you're coming along here, it's just a straight bank right here. You can really kind of look at how it's defined to where there's not a lot there after you go past that last boat dock. That is where they've actually taken sacks of Quickcrete and made them a little bulkhead right there. You can see where the Quickcrete actually ended, and now we're back to grass on there. Now you're starting to see straight bulkhead right here where somebody's come in and built it. You can even see the definition where there's little pieces of rock and everything underneath there. I mean, that just shows you the power of the SideVU by Garmin and what it's going to tell you and the type of definition, whether you're in shallow water or deep water. When you start looking at the technology that they've built into these boxes and you start looking about what you can see and how easy they are to use, people that are scared to make that next step from electronics, basically that just simple depth finder that's on there in front of the boat, now can rest assured when they put a unit like this on there, it's so intuitive that it does all the work for you with just a few simple button pushes, and it's going to open up an all new world, not only on your home lake, but on every lake you travel to.
You know, I've been with Garmin my entire career, and here's the one thing, simply said, they're easy to use and they're dependable, and that's why I like it. When I make my living in a boat, whether I'm tournament fishing, on a guide trip, or just hanging out with my family, when I hit that power button, it works. It's consistent, it's accurate, and it gets the job done, and that's why I run Garmin.
If you'd like to learn more about the DownView or SideView, visit the Garmin website at garmin.com. Oh, and don't forget to visit the Americana Outdoors Facebook page and tell us how we're doing. While you're there, give us a like and we'll add your name to our next drawing for free gear. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.